All right, you guys. So maybe you are looking to get one of the new X3 hybrids. And today, that's what we're going to take a look at. So my name is Ryan. This is my channel, Car Therapy. I always do these videos in three parts. So the first one, I'll give you some of the specs on this vehicle. And then I'll get into what I like about it, what I don't like about it. And the last part, I'll give it some comparisons to other models of BMWs maybe that you could get instead of this car or other variants of the X3 model themselves. All right, so here are the specs on the car. It is an Xdrive30e, 64,990 Canadian as a base price. It's 288 horsepower, turbocharged, four-cylinder engine, and it runs off an 8-speed automatic transmission, and it gets 29 kilometers per charge. So I used to have a 2018 X3 M40i. Loved that SAV. Super fast, a little bit on the stiff side. It was okay on gas, but it was hella fun to drive. I actually had a hard time giving up that vehicle. So I like the X3s. I've had some experience with them. They are a very comfortable car. I find they're adequate for space, and they just are a very fun car to drive. The 30E is a little bit different than the M40i. And here's what I do like about this car. I feel like it's a mini X5. The front end looks beautiful, especially with this black grille. Has really nice touches, looks like the LCI X5. And then just going down the sides, I think the wheels look great. Why there are M, brakes and M stickers on the wheels and on the emblem on the side of the fender, I don't know. Obviously some kind of M package, but this isn't really an M car, obviously. But the wheels look okay. It does add a nice touch to have those M stickers on. And if we come around the back of the vehicle, I think the taillights look awesome. They did a really great job on these taillights. And we have to remember the entry point price of the X3 is a really good price to get into an SAV from BMW. So the fit and finish, if we come to the inside, this one has nice carbon fiber finish, has a beautiful M steering wheel. This is where the M package does come into play. And everything feels really nice. It has a nice size screen display. The seats are very, very comfortable. I find them personally a little bit too loose, especially in the bolster section for, I'm like 160 pounds, 5'10". If I was a bigger person, no problem. But they are a little bit loosey, especially when I'm coming into the corners. I just feel like they could hug up a little bit. Tons of room in the back seat, and overall cargo space is great as well. This one has the panoramic sunroof, so this vehicle in particular has some really good options. But in general, if you're just looking for a solid entry-level SUV and you do want the hybrid system, this could be a really great vehicle for you. Now, here's where I want to get into what I don't necessarily like about this vehicle is the fuel economy. So here's the thing, with a range of 29 kilometers, which I think is about 16 miles, that is not very far. I mean, you're pretty much going to the grocery store and back. And so you're not going to really be, if you think you're, oh, I'm going to get a hybrid and I'm going to be able to run this off electric most times, no, you're going to be going nowhere. So you have to understand it's going to be working, the electric and the gas engine. So if you're thinking, oh, I'm going to save a bunch of money on fuel, you would be better off to get 30i and just go straight gas. And another thing to think about too is how much you're going to spend on gas versus how much more you're going to spend to have a hybrid electric vehicle. So as an example, how long do you plan on keeping this X3 hybrid for? So let's say you're only going to keep it for 4 years. Well, how much money are you going to spend on gas every year times that by 4? And does that justify the additional cost to purchase a hybrid? Maybe you're keeping this vehicle long term and you can justify it because you actually be getting more money in return. But a lot of people think, oh, I'm going to get a hybrid and I'm going to save money, but the vehicle costs more than the gas engine. So it might not actually save you money in the short term, depending on how long you're going to keep the vehicle for. Now, here's the thing. I believe in 2025, they are revamping this model, and I think, but I'm not too sure on this, the next model is going to have a range of 100 kilometers, which is about 60 miles. That is worth it. Then if you can justify that, you could actually run the vehicle off of the hybrid system, no gas, and you could do some decent mileage doing that. Keep in mind, you'd have to be recharging the thing probably every single day, but the other option is you get a full electric vehicle. So just keep in mind with things like this, I think, you know, as far as the mindset, people think if I get a hybrid vehicle, I'm instantly going to be saving money. But when you actually look at everything on paper, you might not be. Now, with that said, this is a gorgeous car. And if you're looking to get into an X3, it's great. If you want to go with the E or you want to go with the 30i, they're all good. They're both amazing vehicles. Honestly, like an entry point X3 around 56,000 Canadian, these are beautiful vehicles. They're fun to drive. Everything feels tight. I mean, even the closing door, it's classic BMW. Everything feels super solid. And if you're into that and this vehicle makes you super happy and it's what you're looking for, it is a really great little car. Now, let's talk about some alternatives that you could get because there's a pretty big gap between this and the X5. As an example, if you get the 30e and you say, oh, I really want to get the X5 hybrid, those start at like 86,000 Canadian. So if you're going to go from X3 to X5, that's a big price gap increase. Now also you could say, well, maybe I want to go full electric and go the iX. Well, those also start around $80,000. So to get an X3 in the 50 to 60,000 range Canadian, in my opinion, is pretty good value if you want a BMW, if that's your goal. I mean, your other options are you could go, you know, with an X4, which you're not going to have as much space, you know, with the slope back design. I had the X6, but anything that you're going to go with that, if you're looking for like an SAV or an SUV, unless you go with the X1, of course, anything that you're going to go with from the X3 is going to have a pretty decent price increase to the next level. So I guess the question you should be asking yourself is this the car that you really want right now? You know, does the X3, whether it's the 30e or the 30i, is that the one, or is it the M40i because you want a little bit more power? Or heck, maybe you want to go with the X3M. Like maybe you just go, screw it, I don't care about fuel economy, let's go with the X3M. That's an option for you. But I guess you ultimately have to decide, is this the vehicle that you really, really want? And now what I'll do is just show you around the vehicle a little bit on the inside. We're going to start it up so you can take a listen to it. It's actually pretty cool when it starts up. Sounds like really nice sound. And I'll take you guys through an inside tour of the X330e.